Hey everyone, it's Nina from ROADIE Free Radio. In this clip, Larry talks to TJ Hoffman, PM, TM, and the filmmaker behind ROADIE, my documentary. Here's TJ on how he kinda sorta accidentally fell into the world of touring with none other than Kiss. If you want to hear more from TJ, you can listen to the full episode, number 150 from October 14th, 2019. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Here's Larry and TJ Hoffman.
This whole thing started basically. I started to write a book in the mid 2000s, and I'm not a musician. I'm not a technically skilled as far as any instruments go, but I was fortunate enough to land a job in this business, and I got to tour with Kiss for a year, right? So people ask, how did you do that? You're not a musician. Late 80s, started with a local band, and they were pretty popular, a hair band, and it was just basically going, drinking some beer, and just listening to some live music. As the band got bigger, they needed help with the bigger, more gear, right? So now it's just not 2 Marshall amps, now they got 4.
Right.
Now the bass rig's not just one side, as he's going in stereo, 2 sides. The drum kit got a little bit bigger, right? So, Tej, come with us, help us load this gear into this club, and you could drink for free all night. Sold, like easy, piece of cake,
Yeah.
right? Then I went and got a van. So instead of them renting a van, I was like, look, give me an extra $50. I'll move your gear, I'll load it for you, drink for free, make $50. It's a winner, win-win.
Yeah.
Fast forward a couple of years, I went to audio engineering school, Sam Ash Music Institute in New Jersey. I was in audio class, and I was interning at a studio, Trax East in South River, New Jersey. And the bass player that I work for, Steve Evitz, is the chief engineer in that studio at the time. He was doing a new record in 1992 with M.O.D, Method of Destruction, the Rhythm of Fear record with Billy Milano. So Steve says, look, it's really pro here. You got to come check this out. Sit on these sessions. This is where you want to be right now. Cool. Got along with the band, got along with the guys, got along with Billy, started working on a little bit of guitars, helping Timmy McMurtry out, doing some stuff. And then 2 months later, Billy says, hey, we like what you do in the studio. Want to go to Europe with us? Boom. Okay.
Why not?
Now, I don't know nothing, right? I did some local gigs with 92. I was 23.
Yeah.
24, right there.
Right.
And, I worked for these other bands, but loading gear. I rebuild an amp at that point in time. Like, no, I'll move it from the trunk of your car or my van
Yeah.
to the stage.
Right.
Plug it in, figure it out. Little by little, you get to little technology, and you start to pay attention to stuff. And look, at that time, it was all about having a good time with me.
Right.
I was a drinker. I loved the road.
So this was not anything as a kid that you were like, oh man, I want to go on the road with a band, or I want to be in a band, or any of that stuff. And how do I get in? It was really just like, this is kind of cool. It seems like an adventure. I get to drink for free.
I fell into it. Basically, that's how it started, and it was fun. It was all my friends, and it was the late '80s. It was hair bands. It was it was tight jeans, and it was 80s pop rock. American Angel was the band I was working with.
Right.
They were like kind of neck and neck with Skid Row, right? And that type of that hair bands, and there was girls everywhere. It was fun, and all my friends would come, and the music was great. They were really talented. What am I going to do on a Friday night? Am I going to go to the pub and spend $100,
right,
or go work with these guys, make $50, and still catch the same buzz?
Yep.
So it was a win-win for me.
Sure.
But as it started to progress, and I started to work for, I'm going to step it up a level. Now I'm going on tour as backline tech with Billy Milano. I got to learn a little more. I got to pay attention. It's not just a big party on the road.
Right.
And Billy guided me a little bit on the tour management side and taught me about the money and the that kind of stuff. But as far as stuff going on stage, I started to pay attention to more of the technical aspect.
Yeah.
Like, all right, why am I getting this feedback? All right, let me work on this guitar tone. Let me do a couple different things so I can really step up my game, because this is really cool. Our first show in 1992 was the Marquee in London. And we packed up, a month before, we packed up all our backline, most of the backline, drums and essentials, and put it on a slow boat with rocket cargo, and the gear met us there in London. So 2 days before at the Marquee, where it's a pallet, shrink wrapped, I got to unload everything, check for damages, start setting up, that kind of stuff. It didn't hit me at that time on that tour. Later on, I look back at some of the home footage I have, I'm like, fuck, the Marquee in London, like, what happened in this facility,
Crazy.
in this venue,
Yeah.
was nuts.
It's funny. I was just going to ask, like, were you conscious at all of the fact of like where
Not a
you
clue.
were and, you know, the show that could happen there and the shows that had happened there and everything?
Not a
Nothing.
clue. Not a
Nothing.
clue.
It's
Again,
just a gig. Kid.
Okay, so we flew to London, and it was, all right, where's the local pub?
Right.
Let's start getting our our party on. Let's go.
Sure.
We're on tour, right?
Right.
Sex, drugs,
Right.
rock and roll. Like
Yeah.
this is everything that you think what the road is going to be.
Right.
And I'm by myself for them. So I'm just basically
You're the
setting
only
up.
guy.
I'm the only guy. I'm setting up and plugging in.
So you're drinking for every other imaginary crew member that should have been there.
100%.
Yeah, okay.
You know when
That's
you
what I
go to
thought.
you go to production office, you get per diems.
Yes.
So I would get per diems for the 4 guys in the band
Right.
and the 6 guys in the road crew.
Yes.
You know, there's Vito and Charlie and Three Fingers
Right.
Louie.
Right.
And it was all going to my pocket. Right. It was all
Of
extra money
course.
for the pub later.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't hit me till many years later of the places that I got to visit and set up a stage and really learn what had happened in these iconic venues in the 90s. And now, you know, with the whole influx of Live Nation, AEG buying up these mom and pop type of venues, they're not around anymore.
Right.
You know, at that show at the Marquee, for instance, you know, some guy, Paul Diano's backstage. Okay, great. I got drums to wrap up. Like the next band, like I'm busy. Like don't bother me. I want to get this done so I can go on the bus and drink.
Right.
Because back then there was no ice, so you get the beer warm. So it took 2 hours for the beer to get cold. So while I'm loading out, getting my shit together, the beer's getting cold. So I got to hurry up and get on the bus. Paul Diano. I don't know. Okay, take my video camera. We go backstage. I'm just trying to get some antics. Yeah, Paul Diano. Yeah. Okay, great.
Right.
Took me a month later to figure who Paul Diano was. You know. Oh wait, holy shit, that's Iron Maiden. Like, oh my God, what a jerk I am. But
right.
it's just part of the stories, right?
Hey, what's happening, roadies? It's Larry here. Just wanted to thank you so much for listening to this short clip. I really hope you got something out of it. If you can take 2 seconds to head over to iTunes and drop us a review or a comment, we would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Keep listening, keep coming back, stay healthy out there, and remember, no roadies, no rock and roll.